done a lot of research on, because I had a lot of problems flying, was this guy sent me this site to learn how to basically fly without crashing your heli. So I tried it, and I thought I'll undo everything I've learned, because I was pretty much in fear of this 450 of mine, because it you know, I've had quite a few smashes in it, and I wish I had read this before I started, you know, because I would have been so much more better at it. Okay, so what you do is you get a torch and you a chalk line, and you run, you know, about between 250 and around about 300 square. Okay, and what you do is you put your heli in the centre, and the trick is you've got to try and keep the helicopter in that square and square onto you. So I'll go to the back in a minute, but we'll crank it up. So always transmitters first, throttle hold on, and plug it up. Okay, so this is make sure your blades are all out. I always give the blades a bit of a tug out here, just to get them central as much as possible. And then you want to also make sure you haven't got any feathering shaft play, or otherwise your screws are coming loose and they fly off, and it's going to go into your house, into your car, something like that. Right, so I don't know if it's too dark in here, because it's blowing a gale outside, so I thought, well, I still want to fly. So what you want to do here, first of all, is you'll see my light on. That means I'm in heading hold mode, which is good. And you want to check your throttle and make sure your it's going up on the swash. And also you want to check your left, right, forward, back is going correctly. Okay, and then give your tail rotors a bit of a swib. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to spool up, and the object of this game is not to fly, but to basically slowly spool up and get the feel for your helicopter. So what it's going to do is, as it spins up, the tail blade, because it's such a big rotor, main rotor, compared to your tail rotor, what happens is as it spins up, this one here does not have enough force yet to keep up with the pressure that this one here develops. So what happens is the main rotor wash overpowers the tail rotor wash. So what will happen is that the helicopter will try and spin left or right. Of course you would have set your trim up, but anyway, it'll try and spin left or right. As it just starts getting light on the skids, it'll start spinning around this way or spinning around this way. So your object of the game is to using your rudder at the same time, control it and try and keep it within the square. Okay, so you spend a couple of whole batteries, a whole two to three batteries just playing around with that. Keep it on the ground, get it lighter on the skids, or spooling it up slowly. You want to try and keep it under control, so that when it spins up, you know what it's going to do. It's going to start spinning and you're going to counter it. Okay, and you want to keep it square in the box. You don't want it like this or like this, so you want to try and keep it square in the box. Okay, and then once you've perfected that, you move on to the next stage, which is you still control this as you're spooling up, but then you also want to start applying some right cyclic to counter the helicopter wanting to naturally go either like this or starts going this way under it, because that's normal rotor washers trying to force the helicopter to go left. Okay, so you want to apply just enough right cyclic to counter that, so that when it does finally get to the stage where you do take off, you will have it under control, and it may just go like this and not just scoot across like this, and you freak out and it comes way back this and just a mess. Okay, so this will teach you how to do that. Okay, so honestly, I have tried this and I've spent a good 2 or 3 hours playing with it, and it's definitely worth you spending the time and getting the discipline and focus to be able to do this. Alright, so we're going to give it a crack and see what happens. So you want to give get the tail rotors as close to centre as you can, because that's going to be pretty close, and then you'll either add left or right when you get going. Okay, so zero the stick, throttle hold off, sorry. Make sure you've got a full battery, or you know your battery's full on your helicopter and full on your transmitter, because you do not want to lose your signal halfway through this process. Okay, so we'll just slowly spool it up, and remember I was talking about the tension on the main rotor blades. If you've got them too loose, they will spin around and smack into the tail boom as it spins up. So I had them not tight, but tight enough so that you can have to push them down when you've got the helicopter on its side, which you would have seen in my other video. Okay, so we'll slowly spool it up. And just leave it there to spool up for a bit. And you want to slowly start applying throttle, very slowly. You don't want to go anywhere close to half to mid stick, because then you'll start getting really light on the skids. But as it goes from here to that point, you'll see the helicopter try to turn left or right, and so what you need to do is you'll also see the red light blinking as it's doing that, and that's the heading hold gyro trying to counter back into position by altering the rudder. So, and it hasn't got enough power to do that because it hasn't got enough speed. So what you need to do is give it a bit more rudder to control the tail end of the helicopter. And honestly, you do this, you'll never regret it. So you just slowly speed it up. So see how and if it starts getting out of control, then you just let it down a bit. You just want to get a feel of it, okay? And you'll see it'll start drifting, see? So you give it a little bit of left stick. And just slowly start adding stick, throttle. See, it's starting to go, that's it, see, you've got to try and control it. And you get to a point where it's reasonably stable, but you've still got to add stick, see? See how it's drifting out of the box now? It's light on the skids. Now if it comes out of the box, stop it, throttle hold on, let it spool down, and go back to the centre again. Now this will give you the feel for the helicopter and your transmitter, so you'll feel like you know what it's going to do and how much you need to apply to get it to work. So throttle hold off, spool up slowly again, get those, oh see, I spooled it up a bit fast then, so you stop, put it back in the middle. You'll probably get sick of it, but if you discipline it over a couple of batteries, you'll really get the feel of what the helicopter will do. So slowly add the stick, throttle stick, like so. I gave it too fast before, that's what, see I've got it, I need to give it a bit more left rudder to stop, see it spinning left, and then you'll eventually get it reasonably stable on the initial part of the spool up, and as it starts gaining speed, head speed, the rotor wash from the main rotor will overcome the rear and start to spin the helicopter. See? So you give it some left rudder to straighten it up, and you just play with that like that. Keep it straight, that's the whole mission, is to keep it straight with your rudder, right? And if it comes out, off. Let it spool down, throttle hold on, back to the middle, let it spool down. Okay, so once you've actually got the hang of that, we'll move on to the next stage.